Hello people, in this video we're going to have a little look at instrumentation. So the first place we need to go is the live browser over here, and if we click the instruments folder we can see all of the instruments that come with live. So if you click the drums you'll see all the drums, but we're interested in instruments today. So I'll give you a quick overview of the instruments that come with it, but we don't need to know a huge amount about it for this particular phase of the project. So the first thing we're going to look at is analog. Analog is supposed to be a 70s, 80s analog subtractive synthesizer. So if we think Kraftwerk or synth pop, and let's have a little listen. If you click these, they should play. So that's the kind of sound of it. A collision is supposed to be a physical modeling instrument. It's supposed to sound like an acoustic instrument, something that's struck. So let's have a listen. A little bit like that. A drum rack is for drum samples. It's like an MPC. We're not going to use that today. Electric is for basically pianos. Electric pianos. So it's supposed to sound like a Fender Rhodes. External instrument, we don't need that today. Impulse is a very simple drum machine with only 8 drum samples on it. It's not used much. Instrument rack is just very basic instruments that give you 8 controls. That's it. Operator is supposed to be a TX81Z, which is, if we think of middle 80s to the 90s and techno, it's a very particular type of sound. So if we have a listen, and you can get very nice sounds out of it. Those kind of, you hear that kind of techno bell? Sampler is for sample. You load in a real world, something that's been recorded, and you can layer them out. And you can get very nice sounds in here because they're based on samples of real instruments generally. Simpler is a 1-channel sampler. You can just load in one sample, like a vocal, and play it up and down the keyboard. So that kind of thing. Tension is supposed to be is a physical modeling instrument. So it's for strings, really, to model acoustic sounding strings, which may be of use or maybe not of use. And wavetable is a more modern type of synthesis. It was around in the 80s, but they were very expensive, and it wasn't until the late 2000s that we started seeing them on computers and they blew up. So instruments like Massive, Native Instruments Massive, or Sylenth, they're all wavetable synthesizers. And you do get complex sounds from them. So you get nice kind of complex, slightly more digital kind of sounds. Okay, but we don't actually need to know the instruments. All I have to do is select the instruments folder, and up here in the search field, I put in the name of the type of sound that I want. For example, if I put in bass, you can see all the folders that have bass samples are highlighted. And we can just click them and it'll give you a preview. So I like that one. So all I have to do is click and drag it to the first MIDI track. Now I normally do this. I normally click and drag because if I double click, I'm not 100% sure where it's going. But if I click and drag and drop, I know that it's gone onto that channel. We can see that it's renamed the channel, and normally it puts on record ready. And if record ready is not on, you can just click it on. And once it's on, that means I can play that sound using the QWERTY keyboard or the piano keyboard, you know, whichever you've connected. So you don't have to have a piano keyboard. So I'm going to record something simple. I'm going to go down an octave. So to do that on the QWERTY keyboard, I hit Z to go down an octave, and then it's A, B, A, S, D, F, A, S, D, F, A, W, E, S, D, F, T, G, Y, H, U, J, K. And that's your octave between A and K. So you have a 1-octave keyboard on your QWERTY keyboard, and you can get to the different octaves using Z and X. X to go up, X, X, and Z to go down. Cool. on your piano keyboard or your MIDI keyboard, you'll normally find an octave button somewhere that'll let you go up and down. So octave transpose down. Okay, cool. And I'm just going to put in some simple bass notes. Now the next thing, what I want to do is I want to hit edit, record, quantize, and I'm going to go 16th note quantization. And that'll just make sure that everything's on time. Even if my timing is a bit off, it'll fix my notes and put them onto a 16th note grid, which is what I want. And that's all I'm going to do. I'm just going to do something really simple on the bass, a simple downbeat or a pedal bass is what it's called. I've got my metronome on here. I've set my tempo. With the little drop down arrow here, I've set my count into 1 bar. So it'll give me a kind of a 4 clicks and then I can start. And I'm going to hit the little circle. You can see that when it's on record ready, see there's squares now. When it's on record ready, they become circles. And the circles means I can start recording into them. So let's go hit it and we should hear a 4 bar count or 1 bar count. 2, 3, 4. You can see what I did there was I hit, you can see it's exactly on none of them are off or anything like that. What I tried to do was, I mean, I could have just went like 1, 2, 3, and then hit the space bar to stop it, and actually it did tidy it up for me so it's just 1 bar. But you can move these around. You see, I can move this so I have an internal loop section inside the MIDI clip. So how did I get into that MIDI clip? Well, I double clicked. So if I double click, I'll create one. So I'm just going to delete it and we're going to start again. Normally what I try to do is I play it and I try to hit, you'll see when I hit record it turns into a little play. You see it turns into a little play triangle. Red means it's recording. And if I hit it again, it'll stop recording and stop playing back. So you can see it'll start playing back and it'll do it on the bar because that's what I've set up here. That's how often it'll do it. So let's try it again. Okay. 1, 2, 3, 4. And if I click the track head right at the top, I'll see the instrument. And if I click the MIDI clip, double click it, I'll see the notes. You can scroll up and down and see the notes in the piano roll. It's called a piano roll. And so I could change it slightly. Change the instrument a little bit. Cool. Okay, I'm going to try and find another bass. This time maybe a sub bass. Okay, so we've got this one called sub bass. Yeah, that sounds nice. I like that. I'm going to drag that to the second channel. And I'm going to just, while that one was like 1, 2, 3, 4, I'm going to make this one go 1, 2. So I'm going to have different rhythms for each of the instruments. So it's nice in that octave. Okay, let's try it. 1, 2. Actually, I think I'm just going to make it a whole bar. And again, if I click the track head, I can see the instruments and I can start playing around with these dials and just see what happens. Filter Freak is a good one. Turn it down a bit. Okay. I'm next. I don't need these audio tracks for now, so I needed this one. This is my mic. I'll delete delete this one. And I'm going to try and find a pad. So I'm going to go up to the search window and I'm going to put in pad, and we can see all the different types of pads. So ambient and evolving. That's this one. I like that. So I'm going to drag it out. And you can see, I'll just do that one more time. You just click it and you just drag it to a blank area and you drop it. And it automatically creates the channel for you. And it automatically puts it into record ready mode. And then I'm just going to hit the same note again, but in a different octave. So I'm going to hit X or Z on my keyboard to go higher up, but press the same note. So let's see what it sounds like. And I'm going to make this one last longer, so it'll last longer. So 1, 2, 3, 4. Okay, cool. I'm going to try and find. Maybe let's try it bright. See if we can get it brighter. I like it. Let's try a different one. I like that one. So I'm going to drag that out. You can see it puts it into record ready. And I'm going to find a different. Same note at a different octave. Let's try it. 1, 2, 3, 4. Okay. Another thing I might look for is a little ARP, arpeggiated perk sound. So that's like pop, 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 pop. So I'm going to go ARP, and you can see we've got a lot of options. Let's try this. Well, let's try that. It's quite acoustic sounding. It might sound nice. And we should have a few different things like that one, no? So we could try that. Different octave. But I am looking for a different rhythm now. So I've had bum, 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 and I've had bum, bum, and then the pads. So now I want one that's bum, 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 bum. You get me? Different. So in a different pitch, octave, register, and at a different tempo. But the same note. So this is all C. So here we go. See if we've got any other ones. Well, maybe we'll just drag it out and we'll. This has a nice little Max for Live instrument with it. That's cool. Let's have a listen, see what it sounds like. I like it and I don't like it. So let's put in a perk. So a perk is a percussive sound, something like a ding ding ding, bing bing bing, something like that. So let's put in a perk and see what we got. Nope. Maybe. I'm going to leave this one for here for now because I do like it, but I don't know if I'm going to use it. So where is it? I'm pressing A and Z. Because this is in one of the octaves and I just had to find out which one. Let's see what happens. 1, 2, 3. That one is wrong, so I'm just going to drag it back. And this one is wrong, and wrong, and wrong. I think we're, no, wrong, 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 and I think we're back. Now I want to overdub this onto it. So the way I can do that is if I hit this record up here, this little one. I'm going to wait till I can hit it at any time and start recording. And you'll see that this will go red. So that's our basic instrumentation and how we kind of recorded them and got them ready to go. Now there's cooler ways to do it, but that's a very simple way to do it. In the next video we might look at some effects and that kind of thing. Okay, I hope that was of some use, not too quick. If you have any confusions, you just, send me a chat on Teams, share me your screen, I'll share you my screen. It's really simple, so if there's any confusion, it's not you. It's more than likely that you just kind of something so tiny that you just missed it. Okay, thanks for watching. Bye now.